United Nations plans to deploy more humanitarian relief into Libya, with UN aid teams heading to Tripoli as early as this weekend, reported Valerie Amos, the UN Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs, during a briefing at UN headquarters on Wednesday, in response to the need to urgently assess the humanitarian situation on the ground in order to respond effectively to the growing needs of the people being affected by the crisis in Libya.
I've just returned from a 2-day mission to Libya, during which I was able to visit Tripoli and Benghazi. My purpose was to secure agreements to establish a humanitarian presence in Tripoli and to push for a cessation of hostilities so that those trapped by conflict could leave and so that we could facilitate the delivery of much-needed humanitarian aid.
The biggest challenge we're facing here is the number of third country nationals. We have hundreds of people from Bangladesh and some African nationalities who are stranded on the border point. People do not have enough covered space to shelter themselves from the cold. The temperature drops drastically in the evening. It becomes very, very cold. For the last 3 days, it was raining.
According to UN estimates, nearly 500,000 people have fled Libya since the beginning of the crisis that began in mid-February, and reportedly causing about 330,000 people to be internally displaced, causing many to live in conditions without food, water, medicine, or other basic needs. Currently, there are humanitarian teams in Benghazi, the second largest city in Libya, and in Egypt, Tunisia, and Niger.
The humanitarian situation in parts of Libya is acute and remains of utmost concern to the humanitarian community. Fighting continues in several locations inside Libya. We have received but have been unable to verify the numbers of reports of civilian deaths, injuries, and displacement. The situation in Misrata grows more serious every day. And although the UN is unable to obtain verifiable numbers, clearly hundreds of people have been killed and wounded during the almost continuous fighting.
Ms. Amos reported that the existing Libyan government has signed an agreement with the UN ensuring security to humanitarian workers and granting access to those in need, especially where continuous fighting is taking place. Afaf Kanja, South News, United Nations.